Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Transit Van Dom. Most of y'all know this story I'm about to get into today. But first, like and subscribe, share the content if you're rocking with it, if you're fucking with it. I just left the gym, my creative juices are flowing, and I'm like, I just dropped the video. Y'all appear to be liking it. I just got some more sales from the book, so shout out to whoever that was that just purchased the book or whatever. If you haven't, get your copy now. Y'all heard the story, my first 30 days. A lot of y'all that have been on the channel, I want to continue telling that story, but from the perspective of what happened when I got home from going over the road. Now, if you need to catch up on that story, if you've never seen it, the link is in the bio. You can check that out. Long story short, my wife couldn't handle me being on over the road at the time because we had newborns or whatever, newborn twins. Shout out to my babies. And after that, being as though that I shifted my insurance, I was able to finesse my way into a position instead of being a box truck because it was on a load board. I found a way to finesse my way in that situation to letting them take on a cargo van. Now, my cargo van is not the extended, so that's even more amazing. It's not the high roof, that's even more amazing. It's the medium regular edition. That's why I always say, you know, tell all my mentees to go get the extended, pause, and go get the high roof is if you can, depending on your pockets, depending on what you got going on, because it's going to be more beneficial for you, get more opportunities, etc., etc. So when I finessed that situation, I had to drive 2 hours out, work 8 hours, and then return the scanner to go back and then drive 2 more hours. So I was essentially working like 12-hour days, and that was too much. But I was bringing in like $2,000 a week or whatever at the time. The pandemic still was like, it was over, but the race was still better at the time, and it was more busy. People were buying more stuff, so it was an opportunity to really run it up. I ended up missing out on that opportunity because, you know, I chose my family. My family was more important. So I was trying to figure out my way, what I was going to do. And my first contract that I've gotten, it came from a company called, and I won't say the name because I'm not trying to get sued or nothing like that. If you want to know the name of the company, just comment in the bottom, and I always respond to every comment. I'll let you know. This company is notorious for fucking drivers over, right? And I was going back and forth with it, with the ideas of it, because my brother was telling me I should do it. My biggest issue starting out was I paid all this money to get my cargo van, right? And the last thing you want to do is to have somebody else's logo on your van, giving them free promotion and people thinking that, you know, this is a company van opposed to it being your own. So that was a little bit degrading for me, because the whole point of being an entrepreneur was to be fully independent or appear to be on your own. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a company driver. I'm an independent contractor, but they would talk to you like you are, you know, an employee, like you're a company driver. They don't pay any insurance, any gas, anything. They didn't even cover tolls, you know what I'm saying? It was always broken down of what we would get and what this percentage would go to this, percentage would go to their fees for this or for that. But when it came to them, for them to pay you, it was all in one shot, right? So they're paying 5% for you to wear the uniform and for advertisement, and your toll reimbursement, all that shit would be in the final number. So you would never really know if these motherfuckers was paying you or not. For example, I remember going out there all day, waking up at 7 in the morning, working till like 6 at night, being in New Jersey, and feeling like I delivered, you know, over 100 packages and did 12 hours of work. And I called them and I asked them how much money did I make that day, and they would say 170. And I'm just like, what? How? You know what I'm saying? With tolls being high in Philly, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, how do I work for 12 hours and I only made $170, right? And then they would talk to you crazy if you call out, or if you didn't want to get the work, they'll freeze you out or whatever. You know, it was insane to me. And I felt like I fucked up. I'm like, I should have stayed where I was at. Maybe I should have, you know, not put my family first when it came to that. Maybe I should have, you know, been selfish and stayed on the road and stay over the road. Maybe I gave up over the road too fast. But that's the common denominator. Like, when you in the business, what's more important to you? Making money, family, balance? How do you balance getting money? How do you balance your family? How do you balance your time? Right? Even with y'all, I wasn't always that consistent. I could have been, but I was tired. Work, family, work, YouTube, stopping my ads, taking me out of the algorithm because they didn't send me something in the mail. That didn't make me want to do YouTube. I finally felt like I was on to something. I can't get, you know, paid my worth when y'all running ads and stuff like that on my videos. And it's not about money, because I love this. This is what I do for a living. I'm very passionate about this. But at the end of the day, if you study your craft, if you got to invest money to get more views and eyes on your product and still maintain your bills, still maintain, you know, emergency savings and stuff like that, you want to be paid for your time and paid for your work. And I felt like they wasn't paying me my time and they wasn't paying me my worth at that company. And a friend of mine, you know, he's doing trucking now, but he was doing the cargo van. He got out of the cargo van stuff to go back to trucking because he's just like, yo, this is some bullshit. And they literally make you sign this waiver where if you quit anywhere between 2 months, they'll take up to, you know, 50% of your earnings. So they took like $600 of his, and he wasn't too happy about it. And you know, I had to talk him out of going up there and doing something he probably would regret. And he ended up saying that he, you know, the only reason why he didn't go up there is because he know it's not going to be nothing good. So, you know, what if he needed that last $600, $700 that they stole from him because he didn't want to continue riding around for nothing? You know what I'm saying? Working all day for nothing. Working for that company, it was definitely degrading. And I always tell you, like, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get hard. Keep pushing. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for whatever's just there because you got bills. You know, I understand it's hard to say that because everybody's situation is different, and I would never tell people what to do or what not to do. But at the end of the day, you were getting like paid $10 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And then still had to pay all your maintenance and your, you know, still had to handle your taxes on your own, and people would curse you out. You had to get busy, and it's just like it wasn't the environment or the company for me. I eventually ended up just dipping and, you know, saying I was sick or had COVID or whatever, just so I could maintain those extra 2 weeks, because the way it was is you had to work those last 2 weeks to pretty much, you know, get your bread or whatever. But those last 2 weeks I didn't work because they would have owed me money and they would have, you know, kept that shit. So I played it smart and got out of that contract. And the one thing I will say it taught me is the value of hard work, because like I said, I was pretty much making $10 an hour and I was doing a bunch of hard labor. So, you know, doing what I'm doing now and getting paid 10x more than that just to do lesser labor, it just taught me the respect and honor, you know, that you got to do. When you get into this business, you are, you know, you're right there at the, you know, the bottom, essentially. The only thing that's lesser than us is, you know, people that move around in their cars. But box truck people and, you know, semi drivers and power only people, they don't got to do a bunch of labor. You know what I'm saying? They might sometimes, but it's people that's always going to empty their trucks for the most part. Nowadays, box trucks is a little bit different, but for the most part, people empty your trucks for you. I know box trucks, some people do, some people don't. Depends on you, your status, and what's going on. But you know, you always gotta do the labor. You know what I'm saying? You might go and they only got a dock for a box truck or a semi, so you always gonna be in a situation where you got to do that. So make sure that you working with people that respect you, and make sure that, you know, don't be too afraid to walk away from a situation that you already know is not worth your time. And that moves me on to why I started Staples, and I ended up quitting Staples as well. And here's why.